Welcome to the Art Lady channel. Today I'm making the letters S, T, and U in 1-point perspective. For the letters S, I'm just going to simply block this out. S, T, U. Those are the next 3 letters I'm going to do. So I'm just going to block them out quickly. I want to make sure that this is parallel with this, or same angle as this. Let's see, I want the S, blocking it in. And I'm just doing this quickly. T, block that T. I kind of want it to be center here. Now when I trace my Sharpie, I'll make it center. S, T, and U. I'm going to make that a little bit skinnier this time. U coming down and around. Now I'm going to take my black marker, trace around it. So I've got my S. I want to make sure this is straight, come around. S, T, and I want this to come over a tad more. I'm just eyeballing this. And then the U. I want this to be as equal as I can. And then down, around. And there we have the STU. I'm going to quickly erase some of this just so it's easier to see. My little sketches. That's why it's important to do your sketching very lightly. Okay, so we have the S, T, and U. Now I'm going to come back and bring them back to a vanishing point. So my vanishing point is going to be right here, right where my eye view is. Actually, my eye view is a little bit to the side here, so I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to bring all my edges and curves back. Now, any corners come back to the vanishing point, so all corners. And then the fattest parts, if it's a curve, it's the fattest part of your curve. So if you take your ruler, start on your curve, bring it over. This is the fattest part right there. I barely see a little tip of that. You can see there. Let's go on the inside here. I see none back in here. And my inside's in here. I'm going to curve around like that. And then, of course, I've already brought this back, the fattest part of this curve. So now I'm just going to mimic some of these curves. So I'm going to determine how thick I want this to be, my letter. And then I'm just mimicking my curve, coming around. And it's going to come off of this line here, so it's going to intersect with this side here. Now my inside, let's get this side coming down. So this is going to be parallel, these 2 lines parallel. And then this comes up right in here. So here is the side. Let me erase this so you can see it a little bit better. And then I'll erase this because I don't need these lines anymore. So here's my side. Now for the inside, I only see this part of the letter S that comes down and around, but where it's the very middle of this curve is where I'll see some of this side. So I'm going to curve it around and just have it blend in here with this coming up. So it's going to blend a little bit into here. Actually, I want it to be a little bit more of a swoop, like that. So I'm going to go ahead and trace because I will see some of this. Color in what I do see. Here's my side edges here. I do see a little bit here. The thickness of the letter I see here. And then we see some thickness here. Curving. Follow that curve. in there. So there's the letter S. Now the letter T, I'm going to do the same. Erase some of this. So there is the letter S. T is going to be all my edges, all my corners, back to, and I see none over there, vanishing point. Again, making sure that you're exactly on the vanishing point. And then I'm just going to simply come across the top of the T. This is the thickness of the letter. And where it comes down and intersects here, oh, this is going to come back. That comes back about there. The thickness of the letter coming down. This ruler's parallel with this letter. And then I come across with the bottom of the T right here. Again, this is parallel to the bottom here. So now for the letter T, actually the thickness on top is going to be a little bit wider. That's it, closer to this line here where this comes off of. So I've just made that a little bit thicker because this was thicker down here. So now I trace all my lines. Here, here, this comes down. I've got a crooked side in here, so I'm going to straighten it out with my ruler. And then I'll straighten out this with the ruler too. Right in here. Actually, it's going to come right up to the top. And then this is going to come across. And then this comes in. This comes across and down. I made it a little bit too skinny the first time I did these cross lines. There. So there's the T. Now my U, any corners comes back to the vanishing point. All corners. And then the widest parts of the curve. Vanishing point. Here's the widest part here. And then all of this. None of this will be showing in the 3D. It'll be only on the inside here and on the inside here. So now I come off of this line, determine the thickness. I'm mimicking this curve. Where it meets the center is where it's going to just curve in, gradually curve in. Right in here. This comes down. I follow this curve. And then as it meets the middle here, it's gradually going in. So now I'm going to trace it with my Sharpie. Oops, I got a little skinnier here. And then it's going to come around, meet this, come down, mimic to the center. Then I color this part in. And I'm just coloring it in quickly. Now I'm going to erase, because sometimes it shows up a little bit better once you erase everything. Those pencil lines get in the way. Oops, I'm smearing something up in here. My eraser's running out here. Okay, and there you have S, T, and U in a one-point perspective.